Hi, Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. My name is Nalanamin Isharuddin and my nomenclature is A22A023X. Today I will present about my four management figures. First character is Frederick Winslow. His biodata. First, name Frederick Winslow Tylo. Born March 20, 1855 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, USA. Died March 21, 1815, Philadelphia. He is an American inventor and engineer who is known as the father to the scientist management. His system of industrial management, known as a Taylorism, greatly influenced the development of industrial engineering and production management through the world. Next, Tyler was the son of the lawyer. He entered Apelles as the Academy and New Chimneras in 1872, where he led his class scholastically after passing the entrance examination for Harvard University. He was focused to abandon plans for matriculation as his eyesight and deteriorated from night study. With sight restored in 1875, he was apprentice to learn the trade of a pattern maker and mission at the Enterprise Hardware Works in Philadelphia. 3 years later, he went to Maverly Steel Company, where starting as a machine shop laborer, he became successfully shop clerk, machinist, scan boss, foreman, maintenance foreman, head of the drawing office, and chief engineer. In 1881, at age 25, he introduction time study at the Maverly plant. The profession of time study was founded on the success of this project, which also formed the basis of Tyler's subsequent theory of management science. Tyler related at age 45 but continued to develop time and money to promote the principle of scientific management through literature at university and professional societies. Tyler's fame increased after his testimony in 1820 before a special committee of the U.S. House of Representatives to investigate his one and older system of shop management. To consider himself a reformer, he continued expounding the ideas and principles of his system of management until his death. Next is a theory. First, develop a sign for each element of work. Second, scientifically select, train, teach, and develop the worker. 3. Cooperate with the worker. And 4. Divide the work and responsibility. Next is advantage and disadvantage. First, advantage 1. Enhance production. The scientific management theory is responsible for enhancing production as is a concentrated on steady improvement in business operation. There is fruitful cooperation between manager and worker and enhanced teamwork achieved the harmony relationship between the management and worker assistant in the production in organization. 2. Ability to control. The best part of a scientific management theory is that the manager can have a good control over production. Employees become specialists in their field as they do the same task repeatedly. This makes it easy for the manager to have control over employer. 3. Decrease unnecessary decrease as the theory bases on experiment and observations for context-specific solution. With better planning and improved decision making, the increases accessory achieved. 4. Decreased autocracy. The theory simulates the management to adopt a positive relationship with leadership, cooperation among employers and a manager. Enhances democracy in the workplace. History decrease autocracy by following scientific management theory. For the disadvantage, first, requiring hand capital. The theory required an investment of hand capital and concentrate as a costly system. The establishment of work study, planning department, training of worker and standardization required more money. Second, management takes control. The management takes complete responsibility related to the control and planning of a workplace activities. Should the managers take up control of employers' daily creativity, another reason for this is that should they repeat the same task, their core is a meaningless, monotonous and tedious, reduce employer motivation. 3. Planning reduce productivity. Through the capability to plan is an advantage. The downside of planning is that it make work inflexible and rigid and may lead to carelessness and dissatisfaction. This directed to less productivity. 4 is demotivating approach with the implication of the scientific improve of a management. The employer focus on how well they perform their job and their statistic and result products along with a time frame. With this result, the employer may be underestimated and also feels alienated, which may direct them to absenteeism. Last is for overall summary. This principle is a very insightful if you want to increase the productivity of organization in addition to having good employees who respect each other, are motivated, have healthy competition among themselves, and many other factors that are good for the organization. However, if you are negatively, the principle ignore the human resources you see in this industry, then there is that's it. Information that I get to research about a Frederick Winslow is at internet. Thank you. Next is Henry Fayol. Next character is Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol, born 1841 and died 1925, was a French coal mining engineer, director of mines and a modern management theoretician. His scientific management theory formed the base for business administration and business management. In the academic world, he also known as a Fayolism. Henry Fayol provided one of the most influential modern management concepts of this time. This article highlights his biography, his management theory, some famous quotes, and his books and publications. Next, Henry Fayol was born in a suburb of Istanbul, Turkey in 1841. His father, an engineer, was appointed building supervisor for the construction of a bridge over the Golden Horn, Galata Bridge. The family returned to France in 1847. He studied mining engineering at the École Nationale Supérieure des Mines Academy in Saint-Étienne. Henry Fayol started his career as engineer at a mining company composing de Commentry Pochambeau de Casaville in Commentry at the age of 18. 19. Henry Fayol married the French Adela Calista Maria Sauler in 1875. Together, they had 3 children: Madeleine, Maria, Inguinea, Henry Joseph, and Maria Calista. Fayol did in Paris on November 1925. He was 84 years old. Next is a theory. First, the 6 industrial activities. First, technical, including production, manufacturing, and adaptations. 2. Commercial, including markets, contract, buying, selling, and exchange. 3. Financial, involving the search for and options use of capital. 4. Security, involving the protection of people and property. 5. Accounting, stock taking, the balance sheet scores and statistics. And 7. Managerial, including planning, organizing, coordination, and control. Theory 2. The 5 functions of management is a planning, organizing, coordinations, and control. And theory 3. The 14 principles of management. First, division of work, authority, discipline, units of command, unit of directions, subordination of individual interests to the general interest, remuneration, centralization, escalation, line of authority, order, equity, stability of a tendency of personal, initiative, and aspirated groups. Next is advantage and disadvantage. First, the advantage theory by a Fayol focus on the prioritization of a general interest over the public interest. Various individual skills of multiple employees are being collaborate for the purpose of executing a single project, so that all the activities are carried out in an efficient manner. 2. The administrative theory by a Fayol focus on getting the best out of every employer. However, it also pays attention to the compensation that is to be paid to the employees. When the employees are paid sufficiently, they automatically get motivation to perform well. Moreover, monetary competition is not allowed. Fayol administrative principles stage the non-monetary principle also play a major role in the process of employer motivation. For the disadvantage, one of the major disadvantages is the fact that this theory has not been updated from time to time. Allowing a dynamic nature of the business environment, it is practical or outdated that are not always applicable to a modern organization. So, another point of other disadvantage is the fact that this theory follows traditional rules and regulation. Modern organizations face advanced issues which cannot be sufficiently resolved using these theories. For overall summary, Henry Fayol is widely regarded as a father of modern management. His management theories mostly developed and published in early 1900 series were a major influence on the development of industrial management practice throughout the 20th century. His idea was developed independently of another popular management theory of the time, such as a human relations or Alton Mayer's scientific management theories Although they drew similar conclusions about the importance of a worker's well-being to productivity. Finance School of Town had a stronger impression on the role of a management in organization when compared with its contemporaries in the field of organizational psychology. Is associated with an industrial approach to business, including cook-like, replaceable workers as a rigid hierarchy with a strong top-level command. And all information that I search is in internet, and it's a sum that in the books, Foundations of Entrepreneurship, in years 1, semester 2. Next is a Mary Parker Follett. Mary Parker Follett biodata. Mary Parker Follett, born September 3, 1868, in Quincy, Massachusetts, US, and died December 18, 1933, in Boston, Massachusetts. American authors and sociologist who was a pioneer in the study of interpersonal relations and personal management. Follett in 1885 introduced the Society for the Collections Instructions of a Woman at Harvard, which a short time later became Radcliffe College. Before graduating in 1898, she spent a years 1819 to 91 at a Union College, Cambridge, England, town for several years at a private school in Boston. And published her first book, The Speaker of the House of Representatives, 1896, a pioneering study that she has conducted with the aid of historian Albert Bushnell Hurt. Follett's known as a mother of a moderate management. Next is a theory. First, direct contacts. Direct contacts between an employer and manager helps organizations avoid conflict and misunderstandings. Holding regular meetings or discussing assignment in a person is a simple way to practice this principle. See our top tip for a production meeting. Second, early stage. Managers should learn and master coordination straight away. No employee should feel less important than the next, each has a significant role that complement other. 3. Reciprocal relationship. Every worker, regardless of their level in the hierarchy, is responsible for pulling their weight and integrating with the rest of the organization. No one person shall be training less or more than another. It's a team effort. 4. Continue process. Manager must maintain coordination. Don't just learn this principle and forget about them. Channel them in everything you do. Next is advantage and disadvantage. For advantage, first, the role of manager is defined. 2. Increase influence of a communication between employees. And 3. Focus in teamwork. For this advantage is, first, not a specific theory or strategy. Second, doing always works. Integrated problem solving is not always possible. And 3, lack of a discipline. And 4, will effective into the legend company and frictions. Next is overall summary. He has contributed various benefits including books. First, the new stage was writing during 1985 18th, and argued for a group-based democracy as a process of government. 2. The critique Espion was also writing during 1918 and again focused on democratic governance using example from business to illustration idea. 2. Publication. She also authored a number of books and numerous essays, articles, and speeches on a democracy, human relations, politicals, philosophy, psychology, organizational behavior, and conflict resolution. 2. Few another publications by her are the Speaker of the House of Representatives 1906, The Giving of Order 1926, and Dynamic Administration 1942. And last is legacy. Mary Parker Follett was a pioneer of a community organizing. Her advocacy of a school as community center helped open neighboring shopping center throughout Boston, establishing them as important educational and social forums. Her argument of the need of community organizing as the school of democracy leads to better understanding of a dynamic or democracy in general. Regarding her work on the management after her death in 1913, she became practically forgotten. Her idea vanished from the mainstream of American management and organizational thinking of the 1913 series and 1914 series. She, however, continued to grow followers in Great Britain. And last, gradually her work re-emerged, especially in a 1916 series Japan, and several management thinkers started to reapply her theories. In my research to Mary Parker Follett, I researched from internet. That's it. Next is a Max Weber. Next biodata, Max Weber. Max Weber born April 21, 1864 in Ifron, Prussian, Germany. Died June 14, 1920 in Amani, Germany. German sociologist and a political economist best known for his thesis of the Protestant ethics relating Protestantism and capitalism, and for his idea on bureaucracy. Weber was the eldest son of the Max and Helena Weber. His father was as aspiring liberal Protestants who soon joined the more complement pro-Bismarckian national liberals and moved the family from Erfurt to Berlin, where he became a member of the Prussian House of Deputations in 1868 to 1907 and the reaches 1872 to 1804. The elder Weber establishes himself as a figure of the Berlin social milieu and entertained prominent politicians and scholars in a Weber household. The solitary mother was a writer in Cleveland orthodoxy, though she gradually accepted a more tolerant theology. Her Puritan morality never diminished. As a result, her husband's social activity distanced her from him, especially when he supported her prominent grief following the death of two of the children. He, in turn, adopted a traditionally authoritarian manner at home and demanded absolute obedience from wife and children. It is thought that this being home environment marked by conflict between Weber parents contributed to the inner egoism that haunted Weber in his adult life. Weber left home to enroll at a University Heidelberg in 1882, interrupting his studies after 2 years to fulfill his year of a military service as Tabard. During this time, he became very close to the family of his mother's sister, Ida Baumgarten, and to her husband, the historian Hermann Baumgarten, who had profound influence on a Weber Italian development. After he released from the military, however, Weber was asked by his father to finish his studies at the University of Berlin, so that he could live at home while pursuing scholarship in a legal and academic history. This was perhaps because his father considered the Baumgarten's influence subversive. From 1884 until his marriage in 1893, Weber left the family home only for one semester of study at Göttingen in 1885 and for some brief proud with his military reserve units. Next is a theory. First, a formal hierarchical structure in a bureaucratic organization is level controls. The level below is also the level above it control is. A formal hierarchy is a basis of a center planning and centralized decision making. Second, rule-based management. The organization uses rules to assert control. Therefore, the lower level seamlessly assures the decision made at the higher level. 3. Function specially organization. Specially do the work. Also, the organization divide employees into units based on the type of work they do or the skill they possess. 4. Focus or in a focused mission. If the mission of organization is to serve to scholars, board, or any other agency that empowered it, then it is up focus. On the other hand, if the mission is to serve the organization itself and distribute it like a generate profit and so on, then it is in a focus. 5. Impersonal. Bureaucratic organization treat all employers equally. They also treat all customers equally and do not allow the individual to influence them. And seek employment based on technical qualifications. Selection as well as the promotion of employer is based on technical qualification and skill. Next, advantage and disadvantage. First, advantage, a running administration duty. The key responsibility of a Riki is to run the day-to-day administration in accordance with the political law, rules, regulation, and decision of a government. The political executive simply exercise including public function. His really is very important for controlling the servicing function. Second, division of a labor. Division of a labor makes a work easier and leads to specialization. One cannot discuss the advantage and disadvantage of receiving without discussing the need for division of labor. Organizational charts show and answer an effective flow of information in an organization and help employees know who to report to. The division of a labor allows people to get to know each other across the organization. 3. Efficiency. Work is efficiently performed under provisions of a mediated manager in the hierarchy and competency increase. 4. Accountability and answerability. Common citizens can hold government officials and bureaucrats accountable for the action they perform in course of dispensing their duties. The organization is answerable in case something goes wrong. And for the disadvantage, first is a poor efficiency of a service and goods. A bureaucracy creates a numerous rules and laws that must be followed to the benefit of all. As a result, this slows down process and system. Additional rules and laws can be added at virtually any time to daily hence the application and workloads that pupils must endure. They may include additional form to fill out, new filling regulation or a new evaluation that must be conducted. It is a process that fosters safe productivity but limits the true productive potential of individual and departments. And second, event determined project. A budget circus of bureaucratic culture is a unknown event. As a result, money is available for the current circus only. If it is not used, then the expenditures will not be accounted for in the next budget circus. This creates a policy where people and departments spend money so they can have it in the following budget. It is incentive to waste money by spending it on needless things so a budget increase can be guaranteed. And 3. Having different in employee salary. Working from the top of the chain of a common to the bottom are considered equal member of the team, but they do not be paid the same wage. And the salary and a major problem of a bookie is a disproportionate salary, with those in top management getting paid greater than the average worker. For example, the average CEO salary in US is more than 100 times the salary of a the salary of a junior worker. According to a report released in 2021, for which in a USA, people hang up on the chains of a comment or a typical pay more than 15,000 per month, where the average as a worker made $13,000. And the 4 is a red tape. Bursary Bay is a very character follows a clear set of rules and regulations as a result. This is imparts a lack of flexibility and can often lead to inefficiency. Currently, government bursary have become efficient means of red tape that waste taxpayers' money. As a result, appetite and industriousness no longer characterize government. Characterize government bureaucracies. Future, this red tape was turn taxpayer money towards accountability and acting against the public interest. For overall summary, Bridging theory were introductions by Max Weber, one of the great sociologists in the history of the early 20th century. According to Max Weber, a bureaucracy is an administrative organization or system that enforces the rule of a law in society. Bureaucracy is not only a religious system, but also an effective management system, and it has greatly promoted the industrialization of a capitalism. On the one hand, bureaucracy meets the needs of complex industrial production models and management. It is better than some other type of social institutions in terms of accuracy, span, and predictability. Weber and Andrews met Weber on a capitalism, outgrowth and regulation, a selection of text 1983. On the other hand, due to its impersonal and institutionalized future, it has been culturally recognized in the era of a scientific rationality. Nevertheless, Weber claimed Bridges has equity and iron cage dilemma. He believed that pupils are trapped by rationalization focus, such as a control system that cage efficiency and treated pupil freedom. This article will introduction the three main attributes of a bureaucracy and explain why Weber announced that it may become the iron cage of humanity. Next, in the first place, one characteristic of bureaucracy is a regular division of labor among participants. It clearly defines the responsibility of each member in a company and fixes this division of labor in the structure of regulations. For example, if you want to apply for a course study at a university, there are a lot of processes that you have to finalize. In the first place, you need to get some professional suggestion about the course selection from the university assessment department. Then you need to choose your course and register your personal detail in a school system through the registration department. Next, you have to pay your tuition fee to the financing department. If you have trouble with your money, you can also ask for a financial aid. In the end, you will obtain a confirmation from your course department. The university system is a very good example of a division of a labor. It basically divides work into small steps. Weber emphasized that relationship between specialization in the separation of a labor and human reason in the organization. Weber Economy and Society, an outline of the interpretive sociology 1922. The practical significance of the vision of a labor is not only to improve efficiency but also to remove the personal privilege of a hierarchical society. Professional competence replaces personal elegance. Power and a responsibility belongs to position rather than individuals. These powers and responsibilities are fixed in the organization in the structure of a ledger system. Next, another significant feature of the bakery is a hierarchical system of power. The position in the burial organization from a pyramid shapes a hierarchy according to a power level and a common obedient relationship. At the bottom pyramid are all the employer, and above that there are supervisor and manager, and finally on top it is the big boss. The hierarchy is different from foreign society stratification. Wherever social stratification shape a kings, nobles, and a free people, we design according to this status. Hierarchy in a bureaucratic organization is struggle according to organizational power. And in the information that I search is from internet. Thank you. That's all from me.